Hello, welcome back, Steve's Retirement Corner. I know it's Saturday. I was going to make a video yesterday, but retirement got in the way. I decided to go to the river. It was a pretty day, first pretty day we've had in a while. It's been raining a lot here. But staying active in retirement ain't easy, Doc. I get a lot of comments about this. I've made quite a few videos on it. You see it all over the internet. Hey man, you got to stay moving. You got to stay active in retirement. And that's true, man. You know. But since I've retired, man, I've realized that the weather plays a lot in what I do in retirement. It plays a whole lot into it. And thereby that I tend to have slow periods, a couple of them throughout the year, depending on the weather and how I'm feeling at the time. You know, I get busy periods and slow periods, just like all of life, man. It ain't much different, to be honest with you. Except for now, the work ain't dictating what I do. I ain't got no time constraints where I gotta get stuff done. You know, it's just stuff. I can do it whenever, and that's the kicker part of it, man. In retirement, man, there's always tomorrow. And it's so easy to push that stuff off. Now, I ain't no go-getter, Doc. I ain't never claimed to be. But, I mean, we're the 4th month of the year already, and I've already had to push stuff off to next year. But, you know, I mean, and the little stuff that I do, man, I've designed around a leisure retirement, just like these daggone garden beds, Doc. I built them chair height. There ain't a whole lot of labor going on in my retirement. You know, the way I look at it, man, I put my time in hustling and running, doing things I had to get done and stuff. In retirement, man, it just didn't appeal to me in retirement. You know, I think we've all been sold a bill of goods that are bad. You know, the picture of retirement in society nowadays is that, well, it's always been that way. Man, you quit work and and you get your rocking chair and you sit on the front porch until you die. And it just ain't so, man. It doesn't hold true for anybody that I know in retirement. You know, most people are just as busy, if not busier, in retirement as they always were. What happens normally is they tend to slow down a little bit each year as they age, as their health gets bad on them, and they're just not able to do it. You know, that's normally what happens from the ones I know. You know, and I've been seeing some things on the internet about people being conflicted about whether they should go get a job in retirement or not, you know, and that's part of it too, that, you know, they tell you retirement's just, you know, you can't work if you're retired, and I think it's just all a bunch of bull. To me, retirement really ought to be about, it's a time of life when you're in charge, man. And you get to do whatever you want. If getting a job is what you want to do, knock yourself out, Doc. You know? I mean, there's no rules to it. There's no picture retirement. It's pretty much all up to you. You know? I mean, well, my little lady used to live over here through the woods over yonder. It's about a mile, I guess, maybe. And you know, her husband, he was telling me about going to the doctor one time for a checkup. And he went in and the doctor says, well, how you doing? He said, well, Doc, that's why I come in here, for you to tell me. He says, no, I mean, how's your overall general health? Can you walk up a flight of stairs? He said, man, to be honest, Doc, I couldn't tell you. I've designed my life around not having to. And they didn't have stairs going into the house, steps going into the house. They built their house on a slab over yonder. So he was right. He didn't have to step over a tub because they had a shower stall. They had no step to it, you know. And that's kind of the way I design what I do in retirement. The little piddly stuff I do, I don't, you know, gardening. I mean, I'm sitting here while I'm doing it, you know. There's no bending, there's no hoe, and there's no tilling, there's nothing to it, man. I got to put the fence up. That's why I'm out here today. Got to put the fence around here for the deer. You know, going down to the river and catching a few fish, man, I'm sitting down, you know. I got chairs scattered all over the yard where I can take a break anytime I feel like it. I'm not taxing myself. I stay busy. I got a list of stuff. You know, that's where I fall back on my list. You know, I keep a running list of stuff I want to get to. It's like a big basketball hoop I wanted to knock down. It's laying right yonder. I took it down because I moved the garden over here. It took me all month to get this garden moved over here and filled and ready. Still got a couple weeks before I put anything in, and it's because I knock around. I do a couple hours here. I might not touch it again for another week. You know, that freedom of time and not having that crunch, man, it can be a benefit to you, but it can also be crushing your retirement. It can tear it all up if you keep pushing stuff off. Even in retirement, we need to get stuff done, and most people do, man. It's not that big a concern. But they'll scare you to death about that mess, you know. My big thing is, man, I tend to break things up into short parts so I can do them. It seems more doable to me, you know. It's like filling your full 8 hours when you leave work, you know. I'll bust them first 4 hours up as my time. It's when I do my exercise and stretching and stuff like that. I ain't trying to be no Mr. America or run a marathon or nothing. My stuff is body weight exercises, stretching, little yoga, take my walks. It's so I can kind of age gracefully, you know, push back that time when I really need to stop doing things. And as long as I can is what I'm doing. You know, my big thing is, hey man, if I fall down, because you hear people, seniors falling all the time, and it's bad on them. And if I fall down, I want to be able to get up and not be injured, you know what I mean? That's a big thing for seniors. So that's what I gear my balance and body weight exercise. It just recently started. It's just for Thanksgiving, lifting weights. I took a set over to Mama's. Not to be no Franco Columbo or anything, but just to keep toned up and have enough strength to be mobile. And that's the key, man. Just stay, it don't matter what you're doing. You know, take you a step today and take another step tomorrow, you know, one step at a time. And, you know, another reason I went low key on my exercise to begin with body weight is, hey man, I ain't done nothing in 40 years. You know, I didn't want to take a chance of injuring myself, you know, and then you're out of service for weeks, man. And you probably lose your motivation by the end. So, I mean, you know, hey man, retirement's your own, man. You gotta, you know, everybody's different, you know. My purpose in retirement is to change the daggone lawnmower blades. I don't have to be solving world hunger or anything. If you want to, Doc, hey man, there ain't a thing wrong with it. It's just everybody's purpose ain't the same, you know. I don't know, man. Didn't do no good yesterday at the creek. I went to a pond. I tried that little pocket fisherman I got out, and I didn't catch a darn thing. Never do. Nobody ever catches anything at that pond. I ain't known one person to catch a thing out that pond. I catch a bunch of turtles when I go. But I didn't want to take it to the river without giving it a shot first. So I got another lake over in Corner Heights I'm going to try it. But I'll give you an example. That little lady I work for across town, I mean, she's up in her mid-80s. I'm supposed to be there today, but she called and said, hey, she's going to run up and have lunch with a buddy of hers in Hanover County, about 30-minute drive on the other side of Richmond. He's 97. He works every day, man. Monday through Friday. Saturday's the only day he's got off. He works, he goes see his sister on Sunday. It's his younger sister. I think she's like 85. But now he ain't busting his butt, man. He's got a couple acres up there in Hanover. I've been up there a lot. He's got 3 greenhouses in his backyard. He's like a orchid hybridizer or whatever, you know. He's done some crosses, he's, you know, named some orchids and stuff like that. But you wouldn't believe them daggone greenhouses, man. They're huge. It looks like a commercial operation. You go in them, you know, they're all over tables. You got them hanging in the ceiling and stuff, you know. I've helped him work on his greenhouses, and put the shade cloth on them, raise the roof in them a little bit, you know. He used to have a bunch of goats. He'd fool with them. I'd go over and help him with his goat pens and fencing them in, junk like that. Smart man. He was an engineer at the tobacco store company laying around the corner here, and then he left there and become an oncologist up in Richmond. But I mean, they're healthy enough. They can still get out and do things, and that's the way it is for most of them, man. Right up until the time they start kicking back a little by little. You don't just go out there and sit in your rocking chair and pass away. As a general rule, man. I mean, everybody has their own way, but well, y'all take care, man. I gotta get on this fence in here. Y'all be good and enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to y'all later.